mother she never had a daughter to begin with. Tell her that her girl child used to look into mirrors and wish she was other. If the devil asked for my soul in exchange for this question mark that hung over my head, I would have taken his offer, taken the certainty over this minefield of a body, and all of the talks of blasphemy, all of the assumptions made about this body without anybody ever asking me. Tell my mother, God don't like ugly. Ask her if he never makes mistakes, how come she wishes me remade, imagine an image of God too cool to be good. Tell her that the binary is overrated. Tell her there must be a verse somewhere in the Bible against rejecting your firstborn. And if she insists on reminding me that God burnt an entire city because of what I am, tell her baptizing me so many times only prolonged the inevitable. Tell her I wish she accepted me the way that I am, the way I've accepted that she can't. Tell her I wasn't just a tomboy. Tell her closet used to be prayer rooms before people started hanging things in them. Tell her the dresses used to feel like imprisonment. And I didn't like the sound of my voice or my breasts or anything about this body. Tell her I had to learn how to live in this body because my home is a shitty place. Here we see it sin to be soft or otherworldly. Here parents keep us small, make us shrink, and we pass the boxes on to our children like relay. Trauma is rinsed, repeated, and held up for us to carry like trophies. Look at me, all void of prayer and holy. I am not something a parent could be proud of. Tell my mother I was always a little out of orbit. Tell her no amount of cut ass would have been able to set me straight. Tell her I am surprised she didn't see what I was when she was at church morning. Tell her most days I feel orphaned, like an immigrant roaming foreign land, and I still haven't figured out the customs of this skin, and I don't have a handle on the language of this body. Tell her I am something out of this world, and it's okay for her to think me alien, that she doesn't have to love me if it's hard to. Tell her in an alternate universe her love is effortless. Tell her in another she does not wish me dead. Tell my mother that I cannot be prayed away. Tell her no amount of flags planted or offerings burnt black would make me bring her less shame. Tell her that some days it feels like I've lost her in one of the most permanent ways. And I cry the same way I used to as a child, imagining her gone. Tell my mother she should have held me as tight as she clutched her Bibles. Reassure me of her love the way she would recite prayers or praise. Tell her I wish she didn't look at me and see regret. Wish sometimes that I had the kind of rage to break everything that she loved that was not me. Every altar she bowed to that seemed to feed her hate. Tell my mother I am gay. Tell her I like women. And even though this body says differently, I am not one. Tell her I am an accumulation of amens and omens, and often I wish she didn't care so much about what people think or how every wrong thing about me made her look. Tell her I am only estranged because she refuses to accept me for who I am. But I know it's hard, and I wouldn't want to force something that does not come by nature. Tell her this body is a museum. Tell her I am not dead yet. Tell her I will live by my own terms, that I deserve to be happy, that I will be happy. Tell her if this body isn't real, then it must be magic. Tell her I am magic.